I think when a loved one goes missing, you have to hold on to the belief that against all odds, that person will come back home safe and intact. It's got to be unimaginable when those terrors or worse nightmares are confirmed when specialist police knock on your door. Some people compare it to being punched in the gut after a full meal. It's one thing to find out that your brother, sister, son or daughter was killed by an unknown individual, but it's got to be a real kick in the teeth when police say the person responsible for killing your daughter is the uncle. Vulnerable teenager Louise Smith was declared missing on VE Day and was found 13 days later in Woodlands. And the person who is currently on trial for murder is her uncle, a certified scumbag, Shane Mays. He was charged with murder after he actually admitted to manslaughter, the piece of crap. Courts had to listen to the prosecution explain how Louise Smith's body was left in an unrecognisable state in Woodlands after being beaten and partially burned at Havant Thicket. Police could only describe her death as cruel and brutal and in a method that evidenced a sexual motive. In typical teenage fashion, Louise Smith had fallen out with her mother over the fact that she wanted to spend more time with her boyfriend. After her mother put her foot down and told her daughter to focus on her studies, it was arranged that Louise Smith, who aspired to become a veterinary nurse, had become to live with her aunt and inadvertently her killer. The whole situation screams suspect. Shane Mays allowed his niece to move into the one-bedroom flat that he shared with Louise Smith's aunt. While lodging there, courts were told Shane Mays would tickle and play-fight Louise. His other weird and frankly effed-up interaction included flirting, and it was evidenced in the way he would put his arms around her and pin her down in a laughing but harsh manner. On the 8th of May, the courts were told Shane Mays led Louise Smith to a woodland site, Havant Thicket, and subjected her to a brutal and prolonged murder. Newton Price for the prosecution explained that Shane Mays had subjected the college student to extreme violence. Her body had been beaten. Louise Smith sustained repeated heavy blows to the head. Her body had been penetrated in a terrible way, and she was set on fire. Again, this is a 17-year-old kid. When confronted by police with evidence to support they had been seen with Louise Smith, and that they were aware he had gone to his mum's house after looking sweaty and thirsty, he lied to police and said he had walked Louise Smith 3 miles to a skate park. The ish gets worse. When Louise Smith's body was discovered finally after 13 days, the prosecution told the court that the bones in the structure of her face had been shattered. Her jawbone was completely detached from her skull. And when her body was found, a stick was found inside her. The pathologist could not conclude what blow was the fatal blow. Louise Smith was a victim in every sense of the word. A day before her murder, it was reported she contacted a mental health hotline. Friends of Louise says she was often led astray due to peer pressure. She took medication for depression, she self-harmed from time to time and had a social worker. She suffered from anxiety issues. The 30-year-old uncle had admitted to manslaughter of the teenager but denies murder. The trial continues. Fingers crossed he serves life and gets what he deserves. Safe.